The Kirtland girls' historic campaign marches on to the Division III Elite Eight after a 1-0 extra time win over Warren Champion on Tuesday night in a D3 regional semifinal over at Solon. Kirtland dominated the attack in this match. 10 shots on target, 6 corners. The possession was great. The flow was great. But when you're locked in a 0-0 match that close to PKs, inevitably it has to creep into the back of your mind that you haven't found that breakthrough quite yet. But to the Hornets' credit, they stuck with it and they finally found it. Katie Strauss with a gorgeous goal for her 13th goal of the fall. Nice left-footed strike, low 90 to give them the 1-0 win. Katie had a really nice match up top and she punctuated it with that finish. I can't really think of anybody for Kirtland, to be honest, who had a bad match. The play up top was great with Katie Strauss and Grace Powers. Grace Powers was really giving Champion's left back a hard time throughout this match with her pace out wide right and her on-the-ball skill with her switches into the box as well. The midfield play was sensational. Several girls had great matches there. I thought Claire Niebecker had a good match. Maggie Cadis had a good match. Hannah Vogt worked her butt off throughout as a ball winner in this match and had some good service in as they tried to find that goal to get off the mark. And the funny thing is with Champion, even when they had their moments with the counterattack, they were pushing numbers into the defensive third. We're harboring no illusions about that. They were pushing numbers in the defensive third, hoping for the counterattack every now and then. They weren't trying to play a direct style through midfield into the offensive third into this match at all. But even when they had their moments, I had no doubts as an observer with that back three. You know that center back Emily Cadis and outside backs Carrie Zalba and Hallie Ward are going to clean up everything. Their positioning is going to be immaculate. They're going to be good, assertive ball winners, smart on the ball, smart in picking up runs, smart in picking up service. And Champion only had one shot on target in this match, and it was off a set piece. And I think that speaks in part to the quality that Kirtland had in the defensive third on the occasional situations in which they needed it. With Champion, I think the reason that it got so deep into extra time and almost got to PKs 0-0 was in large part credited to that back four, especially senior sweeper Taylor Kessling, who had a great match. She had a fantastic work rate throughout. It wasn't the biggest back line in the world as far as height and size, but what they did do was they were assertive on the ball and they picked up everything as best they could. Was it tedious at times? Sure it was. But they were able to keep it 0-0, and against a quality side like Kirtland, that really says a lot about your quality as well. Look, were there some things that the Hornets didn't do particularly well in this match? Yeah, first touches in the opening 40 weren't all that fantastic at times. They were pumping those diagonal balls into the box maybe a little too often from the first half, maybe a little bit into the second half as well. And on corner kicks, they were missing a nice charging run near post that they could have taken advantage of that wasn't being picked up. But even with all that aside, honestly, who cares? They're on their way to the regional final for the first time in girls soccer in school history with a really nice chance at getting to the D3 state Final Four. And with that back line, with the way that they can possess in midfield, with the amount of things that the side does so well, you have to like their chances, and they keep finding ways to win. They went to Gilmore and they got a result. They went to a neutral site against Hawken and got a result. Two of the best sides in Ohio in Division III. And then they go in against a Warren Champion side that would not back down, and they found a way to get a result. You would not put it past them to get one or maybe even 2 or 3 more at this rate, especially after a 1-0 extra time win over Warren Champion on Tuesday.